Have you ever pondered the true essence of vulnerability in relationships? It's a question that many of us grapple with, and yet it's one that is often left unanswered. Vulnerability is often seen as a sign of weakness, something to be hidden away. But what if we were to tell you that vulnerability, in its truest form, is one of the greatest strengths we can embrace in our relationships? Let's dive into the world of Charles, our protagonist for today's narrative. Charles, like many of us, has always been seen as the strong one, the rock, the dependable. His strength is admired, his resilience celebrated. Yet, beneath this facade of strength and stability, Charles grapples with a battle that is all too familiar for many men, the struggle to show his true emotions and vulnerabilities. In his relationship with his partner Sam, Charles is deeply in love. He cherishes Sam, and yet he finds himself unable to express the depth of his feelings, his fears, and his desires. Charles is at a crossroads. He knows he needs to be vulnerable, to let Sam into his world completely, but the fear of being seen as weak, of not living up to the societal expectations of masculinity, holds him back. The concept of vulnerability in relationships is not just about opening up about our weaknesses. It's about sharing our deepest fears and dreams, our triumphs and failures. It's about letting our guard down and inviting our partner to see us for who we truly are, without any pretenses. It's about being authentic and real. Charles's journey is a testament to this truth. His struggle with vulnerability is not unique. It's a struggle that many of us face in our relationships. But it's through this struggle that Charles and all of us have the opportunity to learn, grow, and deepen our connections with the ones we love. Charles, like many, is at a crossroads, caught between his emotions and his ability to express them. And it's at this crossroads that the real journey begins. As we delve deeper into Charles's story, we discover the power of vulnerability, the strength in authenticity, and the transformative potential of emotional openness. A key moment in Charles's journey arrives unexpectedly. It's a moment that changes the course of his life, a moment that challenges his long-held beliefs about strength and vulnerability. It starts like any other day. Charles, our steadfast protagonist, is caught off guard when his partner Sam expresses feelings of disconnection. It's a conversation that many of us are familiar with, a conversation that requires courage from both sides. Sam, with a heavy heart, shares a longing for a deeper emotional bond, a longing for Charles to let his guard down, to truly open up. This conversation is a wake-up call for Charles. He's left reeling, his mind a whirlwind of thoughts and emotions. It's a moment of realization, a moment of clarity. He begins to understand that the walls he built, the fortress he created to protect himself, were not only keeping out the pain but also the joy, the love, the deep connection he craved. It's a pivotal moment, a moment that shakes Charles to his core. He understands that his strength, his stoicism, his emotional armor were in fact barriers that prevented him from truly connecting with Sam. This realization is a bitter pill to swallow, but it's also the catalyst for change. This moment of truth ignites a spark within Charles, a spark that illuminates the path towards vulnerability, towards emotional openness. It's a difficult path, a path that requires courage and strength of a different kind, but it's also a path that promises deeper connections, richer experiences, a love that goes beyond the surface. Charles's journey is not unique. Many of us have walked in his shoes, have faced similar moments of truth, but it's in these moments, these critical junctures, where we have the opportunity to grow, to evolve, to become better versions of ourselves. This realization sparks a profound shift in Charles's perspective, a shift towards vulnerability. It's a shift that challenges the traditional notions of strength, a shift that paves the way for a more authentic, more fulfilling relationship. And it all starts with a wake-up call, a call to let down the walls, to open up, to be vulnerable. Guidance often comes from unexpected places. As Charles grapples with the challenge of expressing his vulnerability, he finds solace and wisdom in the words of an old friend, a mentor who has walked this path before him. This mentor, a figure of strength and wisdom in Charles's life, becomes a beacon of hope and understanding, shining light on the terrain of vulnerability that Charles has yet to traverse. Their conversation unfolds like a dance, weaving between the personal and the universal. The mentor shares his own journey of embracing vulnerability, of navigating the societal expectations that prescribe how a man should express his emotions. He reveals how these expectations, these pressures to conform, had once kept him locked within a fortress of his own making. Charles listens, his heart resonating with every word. He recognizes the walls he's built around his own emotions, the barriers he's erected to guard himself from perceived weakness. The mentor's story holds up a mirror to his own, and Charles begins to see his struggle in a new light. The mentor then drops a profound truth, a revelation that sends tremors through Charles's understanding of himself. Vulnerability, he says, is not a weakness, it's a strength. It's the courage to show up, to be seen, to let the world see you as you are, not as you think you should be. These words hit Charles like a tidal wave, washing away the misconceptions he held about vulnerability. The mentor continues, "Society teaches men to be strong, to be stoic. But true strength lies in the courage to be vulnerable, to express our emotions openly, to connect with others on a deep, authentic level." With this, Charles begins to see the societal expectations he's internalized, the pressures to conform to a certain ideal of masculinity. He realizes these expectations have been holding him back, preventing him from expressing his true emotions, from forging a deeper connection with Sam. This newfound understanding of vulnerability sets Charles on a transformative path. Armed with this revelation, Charles pledges to tear down the walls he's built, to challenge the societal expectations that have held him back. The seeds of change have been sown, and Charles is ready to embark on his journey towards vulnerability, towards a deeper, more authentic connection with Sam. With newfound insight, Charles steps into uncharted territory. He plans a special night, not just an ordinary date, but an evening that holds the promise of a new beginning. This evening is more than a candlelit dinner or a romantic walk. It's an opportunity, a moment for revelation and honesty. Charles, for the first time, decides to unveil the layers of emotions he's been carefully guarding. He opens doors that have remained closed for too long. He talks about his fears, not the surface-level anxieties, but the deep-seated ones, the ones that keep him awake at night. He talks about his dreams, the ambitions that fuel his passion and the aspirations that light up his eyes. He talks about love, a love so profound that it scares him, a love so intense that it consumes him. As he shares, he realizes that these aren't just words. They are fragments of his soul, pieces of his heart. He's not just talking, he's baring his soul, laying himself bare. And in doing so, he's showing a strength that outshines any facade of stoicism. Sam listens, absorbing every word, every emotion. The evening transforms into more than just a date. It becomes a moment of rebirth, a testament to their love. This isn't just about Charles being vulnerable. It's about Sam witnessing this vulnerability, embracing it and reciprocating it. The impact of this night is profound. Their relationship, once a dance around emotions, now becomes a symphony of feelings. It's a shift, subtle yet significant. They connect on a deeper level, understanding each other, not just as partners but as human beings, with flaws, fears, dreams, and love. Charles's vulnerability does more than just expose his emotions. It creates a bridge that connects him and Sam, a bridge built on honesty, understanding, and love. It's a bridge that leads them to a place of deeper connection, a place of mutual respect, and a place of shared dreams. Charles's vulnerability becomes a bridge, connecting him and Sam on a deeper level than ever before. Charles's journey offers us a powerful lesson on vulnerability. Through his story, we've seen how the challenge of being emotionally open can weigh heavily on those who've been conditioned to hide their feelings. Charles, like many men, was trapped in societal expectations that demanded strength and stoicism over emotional openness. His story began with a struggle to connect deeply with the person he loved most, Sam. This struggle was born from a fear of vulnerability, a fear shared by many. But as Charles learned, this fear was not a sign of weakness, but rather a call to courage. Charles's wake-up call came in the form of disconnect, a longing from Sam for a deeper emotional bond. This was the spark that ignited Charles's journey towards understanding and embracing his vulnerabilities. It's important to remember that often our most profound realizations come from moments of discomfort and challenge. The turning point of Charles's journey was his decision to seek guidance. By reaching out to a mentor, he began to see vulnerability not as a weakness, but as a strength. This shift in perspective is a crucial step in dismantling the stereotypes that surround men and emotional openness. Charles's resolution to his struggle was a beautiful testament to the transformative power of vulnerability. He planned a special night with Sam, not just as a date, but as an opportunity to open up, to share his fears, his dreams, and his love. This act of vulnerability bridged the gap between Charles and Sam, leading to a deeper, more meaningful connection. So what lessons can we take from Charles's journey? We learn that vulnerability is not a sign of weakness, but a display of strength. We learn that emotional openness can transform relationships, leading to deeper connections. We learn that challenging societal expectations and stereotypes can lead to personal growth and stronger bonds. Embracing vulnerability, as Charles did, can lead to deeper love and connection in our relationships. Remember, it's not just about opening up to others, it's about opening up to ourselves. It's about welcoming the possibility of deeper love, deeper connection, and a more authentic life. Now we turn the focus to you, our viewers. Your experiences matter. Have you grappled with vulnerability? Has it shaped your relationships in significant ways? We invite you to share your journey. Your stories of courage, of facing fears and embracing your authentic self can be a beacon for others. They can spark conversations, challenge norms, and inspire change. Your stories can inspire others to embrace vulnerability and transform their relationships. Thank you for joining us on this journey through vulnerability. We hope Charles's story has not only enlightened you, but also inspired you to create deeper connections in your relationships. If you found value in this narrative, do hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more insights into the complex world of relationships. Until next time, stay open, stay brave, and may your relationships flourish in truth and depth.